Welcome to part 2.2 of the asynchronous hurricane makeup content and assignment. This is the second part of part 2, and we're going to be talking about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Maslow's hierarchy of needs is one of the central ideas in modern economics and sociology. If you've ever had any leadership management training, you probably already know a little bit about this pyramid, or at least recognize it. You can see in the graphic that the pyramid is split into two major types of needs, deficiency needs and growth needs, and that these have been categorized into basic needs at the bottom, psychological needs in the middle, and self-actualization needs all the way at the top. Essentially, deficiency needs must be met before people can turn their attention and energy toward attaining growth needs. And they're called deficiency needs because if someone does not have food, water, or shelter, they're experiencing deficiency. Without those basic elements that are needed for survival, their safety needs cannot be met. Because if someone doesn't have clean water, their health and body are not safe. Their safety diminishes every day without food. Lack of shelter or clothing is a lack of protection from the elements and from harm, so they're not safe. But even if a person has their basic physiological needs met, those needs all the way at the bottom, if they don't have money, or if they lost their job, or if their health is at risk, or if they have shelter but they don't feel safe there, then they still exist in a state of deficiency, and their attention and energy would be focused on safety for themselves and for their family. So anyone who is trying to secure deficiency needs doesn't have the luxury of focusing on growth needs. Now, people can and do live in tenuous states of food insecurity, unemployment, or with chronic disease, or breathing highly polluted air, etc. And they do things to try to secure a better life. So, for example, they might attend college or technical school while also experiencing food insecurity and homelessness. You might see people on campus who are experiencing food insecurity and homelessness. But even though they're doing both of these things, even though they're trying to meet growth needs while also dealing with deficiency, their ability to focus on their growth needs is going to be overshadowed by their constant search and worry about food, shelter, money, and safety. Now, I'm sure you're tired of hearing me talk at this point, so I'm going to let you listen to someone else talk about this for a couple of minutes.
Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a motivational theory in psychology comprising a 5-tier model of human needs. The 5-step pyramid model proposes that base needs must be met before higher needs can be tackled. If a base need is not met, an individual's drive, desire, and motivation will be to meet that base need, not a higher need. Let's look at each need in order. Then later in the video, I'll show you exactly what this hierarchy means for motivation and self-development. The base level on the hierarchy is physiological needs. This level encompasses all the needs that are fundamental to human survival. Without these, the human body cannot function properly and may eventually deteriorate. Examples of physiological needs include air, food, water, warmth, sleep, and clothing. These are the most primal needs and take precedence over all other levels of needs. Once an individual's physiological needs are met, the second level of Maslow's hierarchy comes into focus: safety needs. These needs relate to the desire for security and stability in one's environment. This includes not just physical safety, but also financial and emotional safety. Examples are security of employment, health, and personal property. The third level on Maslow's hierarchy is love and belongingness needs. Humans have an inherent desire for interpersonal relationships and a sense of belonging. This level emphasizes the importance of friendship, intimacy, trust, and acceptance, receiving and giving affection and love, and being a part of various groups such as family, friends, and colleagues. The fourth level is esteem needs. This revolves around the need for respect and recognition from others, as well as self-respect and a sense of accomplishment. There are two types of esteem needs: the need for the respect of others and the need for self-respect. Examples of respect from others include recognition, attention, and appreciation. Examples of respect for self include belief in your own competence, ability, and self-worth. The pinnacle of Maslow's hierarchy is self-actualization. This level represents the realization of personal potential, self-fulfillment, and the pursuit of personal growth and peak experiences. It is about becoming everything you are capable of becoming. Examples include pursuing creative activities, seeking spiritual enlightenment, and striving for personal growth and transformation. The main way in which this hierarchy is used today is in thinking about how to ensure people's needs are met in order for them to thrive and flourish. In the classroom, for example, teachers need to focus on ensuring students feel a sense of safety and sense of belonging in the classroom. With these lower needs met, the students may be able to focus on developing self-esteem and working on higher-level creativity tasks. A teacher might also observe a child misbehaving, and instead of rushing to punishment, they could reflect on which base needs are not met, which could be the base cause of the misbehavior. For example, the child may just be tired or missed breakfast. By addressing these base needs, the child's misbehavior may subside. This same mentality can be applied in the workplace, healthcare settings, and personal relationships. For more on Maslow's hierarchy, including some critiques of the hierarchy and academic sources used to make this video, read my full guides linked in the pinned comment.
You can directly apply Maslow's hierarchy to the impacts of Hurricane Milton on the entire Tampa Bay area recently. The incredible threats posed by Milton before landfall, while it was still out in the Gulf, followed by the destruction of people's homes and property, the loss of electricity for so many for days. I mean, people are still lacking electricity on Wednesday, October 16th. The loss of refrigerated and frozen food, the unsafe water, the lack of sewage for many, sewage services, the lack of food in grocery stores, the lack of gas, the lack of resources and impaired mobility due to blocked and flooded roads, all of those things threw hundreds of thousands of people very suddenly into a state of deficiency where they were struggling to get their basic needs met. The video you just watched is really helpful for understanding the basics of Maslow's hierarchy, but I also included a link in the module to another video that talks about the origin of the pyramid and how you can use the pyramid to help you individually manage your time and resources. Okay, now on to the assignment. You're going to respond to two questions. First, how are Maslow's hierarchy of needs and Hofstede's cultural dimensions related? To help you think about this, get started thinking about it, here's an example. A student group last semester pointed out that people whose basic needs aren't being met may have a higher instance of indulgence because people who are in a constant state of lack or deficiency don't have the security that a good thing might be there tomorrow. So they take full advantage of it, whatever it is, while it's available to them. The second question that you'll consider is, in what ways might you need to consider each or both of Maslow's hierarchy of needs and Hofstede's cultural dimensions when engaged in engineering projects? Submit your responses to the assignment in the Canvas module.